Since made an executive session. Eric, you're on board.
Okay, trainings. I got 3 trainings coming up. I think Ryan talked to you about the Bonnie Dam meeting on the 19th, and I'm going to ride up there with him for that. It's in Ray. And Newton on July 25th through the 27th is the 911 Center Supervisors class. And Wichita, September 19th through the 21st is the Kansas Fall APCO.
The one with Bonnie Dam, they're trying to reopen it?
It's just the annual mitigation report.
What was the 25th through the 27th? I didn't
That's Newton, the 911 Center Supervisors class.
Okay.
That's a NINA class.
All right.
Yeah. It actually filled up so fast they're going to do 2 of them this year. I was surprised. So they usually don't get very many people in those. So that covers the training part. Hardware, the Interpol CAD RMS server that we house for me and for dispatch in the sheriff's office, that's end of life. We've got that thing ordered and it should be shipped anytime. It'll be shipped to Huber. They'll do their work on it and then send it out and we'll deploy it. Most of that will be paid out of 911 funds. The sheriff will pick up his portion of that. The camera servers, I'm going to skip that and come back to that. GPS stuff, the Fleet Complete has just not worked. I have been on them for 6 months. It's just been a struggle with them. So I'm looking at Geotab. They are sending 2 trial units out for 30 days, and we're going to see how those go. It just Fleet Complete just isn't getting it done for us. We lose vehicles daily on the map, and it's just like there's no point in it. Like if we can't see where people are and what's happening with our units, then why have it? So.
And you said Geotech is what you're going to do?
Geotab.
Geotab, okay.
Yeah. They have a better solution. Of course, it costs more, but I want to see how it actually functions here before we even consider anything. So, just a little technology update on 911 stuff. Location-based routing has started to roll out. What we use now is tower-based routing. So the call goes to the tower, and then it pings your phone. It triangulates, tries to find you. So that's how a 911 call gets location. The location-based routing is actually going to be off the handset. We've seen it already. It's starting to work. Some towers seem to do a little better with it than others. It's way better. So they think by the end of the year they'll have that fully rolled out. Our current network for the 911 side is AVPN. That's AT&T's VPN network. That's being phased out as fast as they can. It's costing them a lot of money, and they're going to an ASE, which is a AT&T switched Ethernet service. It's way faster, and it's going to cost them a lot less money. That cutover has started. I really thought we'd be first, but it sounds like we're going to be the last ones to get it. But the Tiger team works through them pretty quick, so I'm hoping in 30 or 45 days we'll have that done. When they do that, they're going to refresh all the hardware on the 911 side in the office, not on the back end. So I think that'll just be 2 computers, and they're into life. That's why they're doing it. The one thing about ASE with that better speed and more reliable network is rapid video. So the way that works is similar to the text messaging, but we can request, instead of requesting to text message a 911 caller, we could request a video from their phone. They'd have to agree to that, and then we could see whatever the caller's seeing. So there's points in time that would be very helpful. Especially out-of-towners that don't exactly know what they're looking at or where they're at. if they see something and you can say, hey, can you show us a video and we can recognize landmarks or stuff like that in the background, I could see where it could be very beneficial. I'd say by the end of the year, we should have that fully implemented. And then this just has happened in the last 2 weeks. Phase 2 issues. Phase 1 means when a 911 call comes in, you get phase 1. That's a tower location. Tells you what tower you're on and gives you all the important information. Phase 2 is where we're going from that location-based routing to the handset-based routing. We are getting phase 2 off the tower, but the location on the Vesta console is not changing. It's just giving us an address for the tower. So I've got 3 tickets in with 3 carriers, and they're trying to figure out what's going on there. It sounds like it is primarily Cheyenne County, but there are 2 other towers I know of that have had that issue. So, and it's not any specific carrier, so it's something weird. All right, jump back to the security and access control. Just finally got this yesterday, so. You're welcome to read through all that. There's all kinds of neat stuff to read, but really the last page is the most important one. I had him listed out as what we're doing currently and what we do for 60-month term renewal. And what he wanted to do is, since things kind of get, as you go through 60 months, you add, subtract, whatever, the terms get not in line. So he wanted to realign all the terms so that they were all cohesive, I guess. So,
I don't think we have that page, Eric.
It's way on the back.
oh, you might have got it here.
You didn't get one?
You
Okay.
didn't get that one. All right, somebody must have got 2. You got it. You got it. I don't have it, but that's okay. So now
If that's your notes, I can look at it later. I'll look off Willie.
the total investment, the bottom line, to add EMS, and we had talked about mailroom door. I put that in here. I don't know what you guys have decided.
I think it got dropped. I forgot about it till you just mentioned it.
So with the recent events of building and structure and all that, I assumed that we would just take those doors, put them in storage, put a real door there so we're not tearing up. So I kind of figured that in. So that door, the server door, and the EMS upgrade that Ryan had talked about. So with all that, we ended up going up to $1,550 a month versus the old current price at $1,434. So,
115.83 difference.
and that would also include a bunch of new stuff in here, and it's all listed out. The biggest thing with this is the 2 servers, the one in Birch City and the one here, were done before they did battery backups, so they don't have battery backups. So that system dies without power, and those servers are end of life. So they really need to be something done with them. They're an old Thecus server. They're just a small little thing, and they're not super expensive, but 5 years is really about all you can get out of them. So anyway, that's, there's really nothing else here, I don't think. The realignment of the contracts was the biggest thing. And then the servers. Saved quite a bit in a few places, and then adding that other stuff raises it 115 or whatever you said, so. Thoughts or questions on that? I don't know where I lost that page.
Is it a month?
Yeah, 15, that 15 number is a month. We pay $14.34, whatever that is, a month now. And that continues to include their as-a-service, the AAS on the end of those, that covers their mileage, call-outs, that sort of stuff. So it's more or less, they call it as-a-service, I call it a lease. I mean, you really lease the equipment. That way if If you own the equipment with them, you're gonna pay mileage if they have to come fix it. And Phillipsburg to here is expensive for mileage.
I think I found your page.
Got an extra? Thanks. That's better than not enough, right?
Is this a 60
Yeah, 60.
month renewal?
You can have that one.
So we're not gonna break a contract by changing now.
It's just a renewal. Yeah.
Do you feel comfortable going to 60 months?
You know, I've questioned them on that before.
5 years yearly.
I mean, that's what we started with. That's where we're at now, is at the end of our 60.
Yearly.
I think they'd do 30 if you want to do less term. I don't think they'd have a problem with making it a different term. And I think they'd keep the price the same. If you don't want to lock into a 60, I think
It just seems like a long time, and all of a sudden you have a problem with them.
I agree. Yeah, so if you want to do a shorter term,
I mean, if they'll go the same price on 30 month, I'd rather be on a 30 month,
30, 36, whatever they do.
36.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you feel better about that or not? I mean, or do you feel comfortable to 60?
I don't have a problem with the 60 only because there's really not a, if you break the contract, there's really not a fee, and if you upgrade, they don't ever charge you any upgrade fees. But I also question them on that. I mean, 36, it just feels better to me.
Well, any company, they're gonna be happy to have a 5-year contract with you.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I can have them reissue it as
But
36.
They're locking this price in for 60 months, right?
Right,
They might go up in 36 months if we go to a 36.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, I'd almost always say that prices, and the reason they structure it on 5 years is at the end of 5 years, prices should come down. In this case, they did. You know, most of that equipment has gotten a little cheaper. Availability is not always the best, but
I don't care whatever you guys want.
I think we just, whatever you think is best.
Okay.
It's my feeling. I don't know about you guys.
Personally, I don't understand half of this stuff, so I gotta be honest.
well, I'd gladly answer any questions you have.
We don't have the time. So we're gonna be going up, $1,389.96 from the old plan,
Annual.
annually,
Yeah.
you know? So, I mean, it's not that big a jump, but it just seems like we're dependent on a lot of other companies to do a lot of things, it seems like, so I'm fine with it, I guess.
When does this new one come into effect? Now?
Whenever we decide we're ready.
I mean, when's our last 60 months?
So the last 60 months expires, each one of those is broke out. The EMS, the old one is is expired. Several of them will be at the end of August, and 2 of them are in July. I think a couple of them, the dispatch door, that one would have been expired. There's just a few. That's what happened is, you know, as you add stuff, the terms, you know, they always just add, it's another 60 months to that device. So then they get staggered. And that's what he's trying to do here, is get everything put back. So some of it is expired, some of it's going to expire, some of it's another 2 years out. So this would just realign everything to be on the 60 month.
That'd be better, wouldn't it?
Well, it's better for them for sure. On our end, it doesn't really matter. I mean, other than upgrading, get to the end of the 60 months on one piece of equipment and the others are all, you know, another year out,
Yeah.
it kind of is a little bit wonky, but not bad.
Okay, so, do we need a motion on this?
Yeah.
You okay with it?
Yeah, I guess. Like I said, I don't understand it either, but
All right, I make a motion that we up our surveillance to $1,550 a month, which is an increase of $1,389.96 a year with Next Tech for preferably 30 to 36 month contract.
Okay.
you're gonna go to the 36, okay.
Is that what you were thinking?
Yep.
Okay.
That'd be fine.
Yep, I can have them restructure that.
Okay, it's been first and seconded.
Second.
Been first and seconded for the upgrade. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, opposed. And then do we need a motion on, weren't you going somewhere?
Oh, the trips.
No, it's just to let you know
Only
where.
day
Yeah.
911 can't just fall.
That's not a. You have anything else,
I don't have anything else.
guys? Good?
Thank you. Eric.
Okay, thank you.
What's that?
Okay, with that. Road and Bridge is not gonna be here. Recycle?
Morning. Yes,
Need to go up there?
You can, or you can stay there, whatever you wish, whatever you're more comfortable.
first of all, I want to, before I get to that, thank you for your decision out at the fairgrounds. And there was never, on the record, never any beer garden at a car show. The 20 years I was involved, there was never a beer garden at a car show. But I appreciate the fact that when I've got my 4-year-old and 5-year-old grandkids down there, something could still happen to them. This really helps. But anyway, on the recycling, I know this is gonna be a long, continued, we don't know where we're going with it and stuff, but since we're doing all the work up there and everything, the cardboard, we're still taking aluminum cans, we haven't got rid of them yet, but we're working on it, is that we was wondering, you guys get paid from Sunco on the cardboard. And so we was wondering, since basically we really don't have nothing established, that if we could get the money for the cardboard to pay our employees that are going up there and doing the recycling.
We don't have a way, you know, in the past it had been done by tonnage, and we don't have a way to weigh it anymore, so there's no way for us to bill you guys based on tonnage, because we don't have that.
Yeah, because, well, I've been working a little bit on it since Roger's been gone, because I've been interested in putting it back together and some other things. Chris Olson is giving me a hand, but I need some more help, somebody helping us with that. So if you know anybody who would like to be on that board and talk about it. But anyway, that's a little bit different than where you're at. I don't know, can we do that? Doesn't it have to come into the county first? And reimburse it?
Are you getting deposits? Are you getting
Yeah,
checks? Okay.
we're putting it in that fund that we set up, all that.
I can-
And then we can revisit it once we figure out if we can get the recycling going again, we can sit down and revisit everything again, because you used to pay some
Yeah.
funds for help up there and stuff. But we just thought if we got the money for the cardboard, that would pay for our employees up there. And you guys wouldn't have to do anything else for now until we can see where we're going with it.
I'm okay with that.
If we done that, we'd probably have to do the same thing with Bird City, right?
It's up to Bird City.
Yeah, that'd be up to Bird City, checking in with you and stuff, but.
Do they have a cardboard and stuff?
And aluminum cans.
Who does their aluminum cans, do you know?
I do not know.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it.
Nor do I.
The thing is, you're gonna have to find out how much of that is St. Francis, how much of that is Bird City.
That's my question. I was wondering if this reimbursement was
It's
split
just
out
a
in
total,
any
I
way.
believe.
So we'll have to talk to Sunoco and find out.
Sunoco has to weigh it to give us, to pay us, right?
Yeah.
So you, I mean, you can just,
You're combining it apparently.
well,
with
yeah,
the city.
you're just gonna have to do a percentage or something.
They don't want
Split
to
it up.
have a bail count or something, and
Well, they keep an account on bales. Cause they say like if St. Francis sends 15 and Bird City
Right.
sends 7 or whatever, they know where they're coming from.
right.
Take the total number of bales divided by the
All I
total
get
that's
is a
paid,
check.
and you're gonna
The
do
only thing
that.
difference is
Then you could
some of them
disperse it.
weigh more than others other than
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But that'd be the most systematic way to do
And
that.
I don't think it's pounds, bales, or anything's on it.
Not from what you've sent me in the past, there
But
wasn't anything.
that's
that-
all I get.
So I feel like maybe we need to reach out to them and see if they can divide that up and show us what's Bird City's and what's ours. Or
What-
we can always, if they can't do that, we can always go on just the history of percentages of
Yeah.
what Bird City was and what we were in.
And then are you thinking Sunoco would send a check directly to the city or send it to us and then reimburse it back or?
I think it needs to come to the county because it's the county's, my understanding is it's the county's recycling program. And that's why the money is coming here to begin with. And then it would have to be reimbursed to the cities, the two cities.
It'd
Kind
be
of like you did before.
basically what we were doing before.
Yeah.
Surely they can come up with a percentage of what Bird City's been sending and what we've been sending.
Well,
I didn't
I wonder
realize it
since
was the
that
county
went
recycling.
out, they just told them to send the check here and forgot to say send the statements or whatever to somebody, you know, here or.
I think the program, just to answer your question, I'm not 100% sure, but my understanding was the recycling program was mandated for the county. You had to have a recycling program. So, but this has been before my time, so
Yeah, I think originally that's what that
is that correct?
Yes.
landfill thing that you're on,
Oh, yeah.
like that was a part of
We,
that.
we can change it up real easy. It'd be the county's recycling center up there. I mean, it's kind of that way, you know, what's set up kind of that way. The reason the building was put up there is so it'd be in the city limits, easy accessible to everybody and stuff. And so that's how the building got put up there. But the county got the grant money and everything for that building and everything at that time. It's just on city property.
Well, I know the one in Bird City, the city got the grants for it. Yeah, also. It wasn't with the county.
We're gonna need a motion on that, right?
Well,
Yeah, we're gonna have to, I think we're gonna have to just wait and get the hold of Sunoco
Okay.
and see how
Get a
that.
percentage or something.
Yeah,
Right.
and then,
Do
and
you
then,
want to do that? Do you want me to work with Dan to do that?
I'm gonna probably, 'cause I've never really had anything to do with Sunoco. You guys have, the city
JR
has.
did, yes.
So I think, I mean, I can help whatever is needed, but I think you have a better,
So in my understanding, the direction I'm going to try to go is figure out the percentages and then reimburse the two cities, whatever you guys are getting from Sunoco. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah.
That seems reasonable.
because they've gotta be putting out a statement to people, I would think, not just sending checks.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah, and then,
So the only thing that we can send now is aluminum and cardboard.
So we don't
Well,
have
we're not
anything-
sending aluminum down there right now, it's just cardboard.
yeah.
Cardboard and chipboard.
You know what, Bird City, I don't think Bird City is either, come to think of it, because they got a whole bunch of it stacked outside.
We got somebody that's interested in aluminum and tin cans, but we've got more work to do with that before that's gonna be allowed because of liability insurance and stuff.
And they're just taking it, they're not
Yeah.
paying us for it, they're just taking it
I'm
off our
just gonna take it,
hands.
which is good, it keeps it out of the landfill. So we're still waiting for that to happen. And he even said that he might be interested in glass. We're hoping he comes through with it and stuff, and gets, if he finds an outlet, he's working with some outfit out of Colorado. And if he gets that done and they get some liability insurance, we're gonna let him have it. You know, just to keep it from going to the
Landfill.
landfill. Right now, the only thing that seems to be somewhat profitable is just cardboard. And there's a lot of cardboard goes through.
There's a lot, and there's gonna get more too.
And they say there's a shortage of aluminum cans, so I'm surprised nobody's buying them.
They're picking up your chipboard too, right?
Yeah, they're trying to mix it together when they're baling. I think they're still trying to do that, so. Yeah, mix a percentage of chipboard in with the cardboard. You just can't bale with chipboard and get a very good bale.
Yeah.
I still think there could be a baler out there that would handle chipboard. You might have to have a netting type deal around it so it holds it in, I don't know.
I've been talking to some of the other people, and I'm looking for something that and also the plastic that'll bale the plastic, the water bottles and stuff. Because there's a market for it, but you gotta bale it, you can't just send it.
Right. I've mentioned a couple names, but while I'm helping out recycling, one said maybe, but I haven't talked to him for quite a while. I'll try to hit him up again.
You could have them contact me if you would.
Yeah. Well, that's all we have, so
Okay, well,
we'll check into it and then we'll report back to you.
Okay.
Thank you,
I guess
guys.
we'll just report back to Scott or whatever, what the percentages are, and then we don't have to come back.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna run down to the bathroom.
Okay.
Be right back.
Ready for you, John?
Okay.
That long damn meeting. I don't see why two guys.
You need to plug that in over here, John?
No, I
That
should
long
be all
damn
right.
Meeting, they're going to it,
You run me past
I
noon, I
don't
may have
know why
to.
two guys have to go to that.
Sick, emergency, preparedness.
That's the main one. They should know and 911 style. Full at it.
Thank you.
Getting cracky in your old age there, Roger?
I'm sorry, I've been to so many meetings in my life and most of them are just full of shit.
No kidding. Try traveling clear across the state, but it's like, I went to that police state, I don't know how many times, and it's like, why?
Eric only goes to Fleming about 5 meetings.
Thank you.
Okay, this is kind of the narrative part of what would go in your publication that go into the paper. And you can see that in 2021, we had a 63,200,000 evaluation. A year ago, we dropped to 61,600,000. Now we're up to 64,589,000. We had last year operated on 90.984 mills. This year we're operating on 88.240. And then what, with everything in there, I'm coming up at 90.850 mills. So a little lower than 2 years ago, higher than last year. However, the reason that it's not higher than that is because of our valuation increase, going from 61 million to 64. Our revenue neutral rate, which is our tax lid, is 84.186 mills. And so, of course, if we want to go above that, basically, along with our budget hearing, we have to have a revenue neutral rate hearing to see if any objection to going above the tax lid. So, unlike in the old days where you had to have voter approval to go above the tax lid, we just got to have a special hearing. Hearing dates are one if we don't go above it, but something different. It's a later hearing date if we do go above the revenue neutral rate. On the fire district down there, they're running, their carryover money is running down. They raised their budget just a little bit, $3,000 and some dollars, but they're going up above their revenue neutral rate. That's clear at the bottom there. Their revenue neutral rate was 2.8, and it's coming up 3.7. Which, what I'm finding is a lot of the fire districts are needing more money. So, a lot of them are going above the revenue neutral rate this year. So, anyway, basically, road and bridge, we've just got a little bit of an increase in expenditures, and our mill rate is up just a little bit. Noxious weed, what I did was set that at 1.5 mils because of the state law that says if you go levy under 1.5 mils, that you got to sell your chemical at 75% of cost. So that keeps us up to where we can charge full cost on whatever we want on our chemical. The hospital. Huh?
What's the thought of that? The state thought.
I suppose it's to keep your mill rate up. And I've only had one county that went below it. And their noxious weed guy didn't
You
like
went below it and then you have to sell your chemical at less money.
Yes, yeah. And anyway, yeah, it was kind of funny. All at once they was kind of replacing the co-op for chemical sales, and so the next year they went right back up that 1.5 mils. So In fact, I don't have any county that doesn't do a mill and a half. It's just, and then your hospital, 6 mills again, and then the PBC, home for the aged, 6 mills. So, do you want to start with road and bridge and then go back into the general fund? Or do you want to start right with the general fund and head through them?
I should just start at the top with the general.
Okay. Along the side here is the page numbers. Now, that's out of the budget forms, and the first 6 pages of the budget forms are not the detail, and this starts
Okay.
with the detail here. So I have kind of looked at the revenues, and that's on that first page, and adjusted some, like for instance, interest income. That we should be getting more on that, so I adjusted that up. On the other hand, sales tax, I don't know. You know, if we're headed into a recession, that could drop a little bit, so I dropped it a little bit. So I feel like I'm right on to a little conservative on the revenue side. So, okay, now, on the expenditure side, and then 7A is kind of a summary by department, and then 7B, we actually start the detail. Now, one thing, okay, we've got built into this, and it's on the last page of the general fund, but we have 520,000 in there as a cushion.
It's what?
A cushion.
That means-
Reserve
Money if we need
for
it.
capital outlay, so, and that's the same as what we have in the current year. So, you know, if you wanted to lower your mill rate, why, we could pull back on that cushion some. So, but could keep that in mind, I guess, as we kind of go through here. Okay, appraisers? Looks like we got a little under a 7,000 increase. Look okay? Ambulance.
Big increase.
Yeah.
What was the deal there?
I think that was anticipating paying those current ones that are up in their,
So they can IV.
yeah, and then also, coverage from other departments coming over. When we need coverage from other departments.
From Goodland, wasn't it?
I don't remember going up that much. Didn't look like it did. So, and he's projecting we're gonna have 156,000 in fees coming in.
Yeah, and I've used that in the revenue
So
side.
okay, so that,
That's up, what, about
yeah, 30,000.
Yeah.
So that, as far as what the county is gonna come in, it isn't that high then.
No, no, I mean, about half the increase, I guess.
Yeah.
No, not even.
It goes from
64,
316
so
to
it'd be about
321.
14. Yeah, about 14 down.
Okay.
Pretty normal.
Yeah.
This doesn't have, in
So
the
the
budget,
revenue
it doesn't
generating
have
funds
the
will be
revenue
invested
coming in.
back into
Oh,
the
that's over.
EMS. So we're gonna have a slight jump, but then they're gonna invest it back in. So,
Glad you know what you're doing there.
Ready for election. Got an off year, so budget went down.
Budget went down on the election.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cut equipment reserve, I've got a pretty good reserve, so I'd cut it this year.
And of course, then 2024, it'll have to jump back up.
right.
Okay, commissioners left the same. Clerk. Like what, a 5,000 increase there? Treasurer decrease. Attorney stayed the same. Register deeds, 3,000 and some increase. Most of it's in salary, some in some of the other. Sheriff. I think sheriff has one for him, and I think one for Bird City, and the two added together is 658,886.
What's that?
He was gonna ask for more money from the cities. Wasn't he?
I think
I
so.
think St. Francis, he did for Birds.
Oh, wait, on the one for Spring Creek? Oh, yeah, sorry.
So that would bring that down.
Yeah,
It's on the,
looks like about a $6,000 increase is what he had, and I've used that as income.
Jail dispatch and sheriff, they don't all go together.
All separate funds.
They're all what?
They're all separate funds.
Okay.
Okay, the dispatch went up a little, that's mainly in salaries. I guess it is all in salaries. And the jail care stayed the same. Judicial the same. Total anyway. The amount's adjusted a little bit. The clerk of the court, actually a $10,000 decrease there. Buildings and grounds. About 18,000 increase. Looks like what, about 3,000 increase in salaries, and the rest of it's in supplies and stuff. Grant administration, I don't know that I had anything on that, and so I left it the same. Do we need that?
I don't remember going over that one, did we?
We haven't used it, I don't know what you guys wanna do with that, whether you wanna keep it in there.
That's what I noticed, it hadn't been used.
We don't have anybody writing grants.
If they do it on county time, so they're not,
Okay.
they're not doing it on their own.
But there is that option where if they do it on their time,
But they also have to have approval to
right,
do it.
right.
I don't, it's up to you guys.
If it,
But you could also at some point have somebody, ask somebody to write you a grant too, so maybe we ought to keep it in there,
yeah, because where would we get the funds if we didn't leave it there?
your paycheck.
Mine?
Yep.
Okay,
That'd help.
Leave it in then?
I would think so, yeah.
Okay. Emergency preparedness, actually cut a couple $100. Solid waste landfill, it went up, looks like up a little, about $1,800 for salaries, and then contractual services was up some, and a little bit on commodities. Home for the aged, okay, this is the 6 mills that's inside the general fund.
It's the equivalent.
Huh?
The equivalent.
Okay,
Because I mean,
the equivalent, yeah.
yes.
Courthouse general, left that the same,
Same.
yeah, sorry.
I need to go take care of something. I'll be back.
Computers, that's up a little on your contractual services. I can tell you, computers are getting to the point where they're really jumping every year. So, far above inflation. Okay, employee benefits. I looked at the Social Security, and we got enough in there for 7.75% for both 22 and 23. So I thought, yeah, it looks all right. Health insurance, got enough in there to cover 9% increase per year for 22, and then another
I
9
hope
for.
that's enough this year.
I'm hearing some coming in at 5, but I also had somebody yesterday tell me they had 12.
I've heard 20, so plus a couple of them.
Yeah,
Just depends upon how healthy your employees have been.
yeah, yeah. Want to kick that up anymore
I don't know, that's a,
since I left it the same?
What's your opinion on it?
I was gonna see what the city had and just check out different rates and see if we could
Yeah, that's, I was gonna say,
But
I,
matters how you feel.
seems like everybody's saying, oh, it's not gonna go up that much, and they're using 5 to 7. We're 9, so, but if you have 12 hit, well, that 500 and some $1,000 that I was telling about, the cushion we got in there, oh, we got cushion in there if we run into problems. But you know, you're gonna bump it up.
I just don't know if we've got a cushion, I think maybe we ought to just leave it where it's at.
Your thoughts?
We've had a better year this year than last year, didn't we? Or not?
Well, the first quarter, we got hit pretty hard, first, second, so I think it's done a little bit better. First quarter, I think, is what really hit us, the second quarter's been a little bit better. Yeah, last year we got hit pretty hard.
It didn't take a real big jump, did it?
Around 8-9%, wasn't it?
I think we're all right.
Well, we got 9 built-ins.
I hope so. I mean, I think so,
Yeah.
just the way times are, you know.
Retirement, I figure I got 5% built in there for each year. And